Fantastic Four had some great moments and themes that really hit me, especially with everything we're going through right now in this world. So let's be real and talk about these moments that just hit me. And make sure you leave below the part of the movie that hit you the most too. So the part that hit me the most was Silver Surfer. So Silver Surfer's mission was to go to these worlds and mark them for doom, just their inevitable doom. There was nothing these planets can do about it, and all hope was lost, right? And the reason why that idea hits home for me is because that's how I personally feel about our world right now. Like, we hit a tipping point and it's just going south and there's nothing we can do. And I'm not cynical, like, I'm still somewhat hopeful that things can change and be better and we can fix everything going on. But this idea of impending doom, the end is coming, there's nothing you can do about it, that just hits too close to home for me right now. And I like what the movie did with that idea as far as a solution, right? Staying with Silver Surfer here, what she did on her end was she had a lot of guilt and shame for what she had done ever since she sacrificed herself to save her planet, right? So then at the end of the movie, she essentially sacrifices herself again, but for, other people, right? To save Earth and in a way to kind of right her wrongs. And I feel like that's important. That's meaningful, where we do these things in life with the best of intentions, but sometimes we still may have guilt seeing the effect of our actions. And sometimes it takes standing up and doing the right thing and making a sacrifice in order for that to happen, which was Silver Surfer's arc, which I just thought was a really powerful arc. Because once again, in these times, we're going to need people to do the right thing, even if it ends up not being that good for them, right? It's about putting community and other people fighting for something larger than yourself, which we're also going to talk about with the second moment that hit me the most. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But seeing Silver Surfer do that and have that full circle moment where, Human Torch, he was ready to sacrifice himself for his planet, right? And he was about to go push Galactus into the void, but Silver Surfer knocks him out the way, and she does it herself because she realizes this is the price she has to pay for what she's done ever since she sacrificed herself to save her planet, right? Which leads me to my second favorite meaningful moment to me, which was Sue's speech, where, I'm paraphrasing here, I can't remember exactly what she said, but she wanted to let it be known, because everybody was mad at the Fantastic Four for not turning their kid over to save the planet. And she wanted it to be known that she wasn't going to sacrifice her kid for the planet or sacrifice the planet for her kid. Like, they were going to find a way to save everybody, right? But once again, I find that to just be a really meaningful message, kind of a selflessness. Like, yeah, she was selfish in the sense like, hey, I'm not giving up my kid, but she wasn't just going to stop at that. She was going to make sure that everybody was okay. They were going to figure it out. And everyone on the whole planet was going to put themselves to the side to focus on the great, the overall good of the whole entire planet, which I feel like is something we need to do, tackling some of these issues that are affecting us on a global level. Like, we all need to come together. But in the movie itself, that was kind of a problem I had in that moment where they decided they had to turn all the electricity off around the world at 8 p.m. And then they were building like those pylons all over the world, and everyone was doing construction, and everybody just did it. Like, there was no conflict, there was no tension. I don't find that to be realistic at all. And I feel like that should have been in the movie. Like, not everybody was just going to listen, so that's unrealistic. But I feel like the sentiment is something we needed to see and something we all needed to hear, right? And just how with Silver Surfer, she sacrificed herself to make a change. I feel like the Fantastic Four didn't necessarily sacrifice to make the change. They found a way to kind of avoid that sacrifice. And I think that's okay too. I don't think everybody has to have a sacrifice to make a difference. Some people will have to. I think there's ways in which to help where you don't necessarily have to sacrifice, which, we see with Fantastic Four here. We all can help in our own way. And honestly, they still did sacrifice things. They just didn't specifically sacrifice their kids. So yeah, no, they definitely did have sacrifices. Like I was saying, even if it's something small, like turning off all your electricity at 8, like they gave some things up, time, they were all really focused on saving the world. So that's all they were focused on. So they gave up their time and their energy, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, never mind. They sacrificed too. But I feel like that theme, that message, that story in Fantastic Four of there's just this impending doom, and everybody put themselves to the side, fought for the greater good, did the right thing, made sacrifices when they had to, and they were able to save the planet and the baby, right? They were able to figure it out. They were able to fix it. And that level of hope is something that hits home, that I need, that we all need. I know a lot of us are feeling hopeless at the moment. That's the part of the movie that just really touched me. Like I said at the beginning, I want to hear what your favorite moments of the movie were that really touched you, so leave that in the comments. And if you want to go more in depth with me having a conversation, go ahead and join the Discord, the Real Spot Discord. Also, if you like this review of what was meaningful to me in this movie, if you want to see more videos like this, I'm going to be dropping a lot of them, so go ahead and subscribe to see those pop up on your feed. Also, I made an unfiltered review for Fantastic Four if you want to check that out, where I go more in depth with how I felt about the movie as a whole. And you can check that out on my Patreon. The link for that is in the description. Until next time, y'all, I'll see you.